And welcome back to Grapevine Football here, the halftime report. I'm Mason Doherty, as I'm joined by Erin Quazza and then also Miles Mendiola. Great to have you guys up on the booth with us. And Erin, of course, journalism teacher,
Yes,
and you guys have had a very busy year this year, and a very unique one at that, but all the production that you guys have been able to do for the Grapevine games this year.
Absolutely. We're doing something that I think is a little bit different than most programs. We allow our students, regardless of experience level, regardless of what they've seen before, if they have a desire to be involved, we give them the opportunity right out of the gate as freshmen. We give them essentially 4 years of real-life experience working either in radio over here or on the production and producing side, and we're just very fortunate that we have a booster club that supports that and has given us a lot of material, a lot of equipment, and it really helped us kind of pilot that program and give these guys real-life experience before they actually graduate.
And talk about how that all got started with this year. You mentioned about the booster club and all that they put in to have this all possible, the equipment that you guys use. I mean, this is very special and very unique for you guys being able to do this over here at Grapevine.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of started last year. We branched out with our newspaper, allowing them to not only write for the school but also to write for the district and go out and get some real-world experience. And then one of our football dads and also avid booster member, Fred Ertz, approached me about developing a program for students on the broadcast side. And I have a little bit of background in broadcast, and so I thought that would be a really interesting opportunity. And so our first dry run was last year at the spring game, and it was kind of something that we were all on a learning curve, but I think it was really special and really exciting, and so we figured this year we'll go full force. And so we've started from day one with the game. They've been on the road with us, directing, producing, putting together all of the packages, highlights, and all of that, and they've done a phenomenal job. We've got 2 juniors, and the rest are freshmen. I think that really speaks to the quality of kids what they have and the kind of gumption that they have to go work.
We talk about the kids and the experience that they gain. I mean, Miles, you're full of experience from what Fred was telling me earlier today. I mean, just explain how much of an impact this is for you to be out here doing this.
This is honestly so awesome. Like, to come into the press box every game is such an experience. I have a lot of fun doing it, and it's really taught me a lot about things that I never would have thought of otherwise. Mr. Ertz has done a great job teaching us teaching us how to set up and how to actually operate the system.
And you got some big future plans ahead of yourself too over in the journalism department, don't you?
I've thought about it. It's undecided, but I may go in that field.
Okay. Well, you know, it's been a treasure for us to have you guys do this. We got the statisticians up here. You guys are running around. And how much prep does it go into for each game? I mean, do you guys have meetings? You know, how much time does it go into before the game even happens?
Yeah, so we usually start prepping Tuesday or Monday of the week that we start. So we'll have a meeting, usually after school, where we kind of get together, go over what happened the game before, what we can improve on, or what we need to focus on more for the next time. And then we do a little bit of prep work during class. I have all of these guys, fortunately, in my journalism program, and so we kind of talk about what our kind of plan is for the game coming up. And so it's about a week prep for each game, and then they go back and do all the highlights, and they do all of like the reformatting for film and that type of stuff. And so, I mean, it's a weekly process for them. They're doing this every week. Kind of with football players, they review film. My guys are right there with them doing the exact same thing, exact same process.
So it's all relatable in a way. Well, yeah. And Miles, I was talking to you before the game started, just seeing about your guys' setup. I mean, it is a professional setup they have over at the film crew. You know, and you talked about how you guys all set it up pretty much by yourselves now.
Yeah, pretty much by ourselves. Mr. Ertz likes to come in a little bit late, so that way he can see if we've done it right. We usually do.
We might have lost our broadcast now.
And then he comes late by trial by fire. He wants to make sure you guys know what you're doing, and honestly, they've rocked it. They're able to get here. They're able to set everything up. They know all of the different ins and outs, the bits and pieces to it, and so I really think if we weren't here, they would still be able to put together a pretty quality show and get it out there for people.
Well, you guys are all professionals, and the shirts. I have to, say the shirts that you guys are rocking today. And you might have already worn them before, but the first time I've noticed them, they're spectacular.
Yeah. They're actually brand new. We have another phenomenal journalism student, a graduating senior this year, Colin McDaniel, who is kind of our logo design, everything guru. If anybody's going to see the Friday night guide that's coming out shortly, he did that all by scratch. So we're very fortunate that we have extremely talented students at Grapevine, and that they're willing to kind of share those talents and grow them, which really brings our program out a lot.
And just to hit back on it, you mentioned about how well the Booster Club has done for you guys. Yeah, I mean, there's just I bet a lot of time and a lot of effort from their end that has made this possible.
Absolutely. I mentioned Fred Ertz various times in this interview. He has really kind of spearheaded that. He understands the value of real-world experience. You can be in a classroom and you can point at things on a board and you can explain things and ask them to do research, but when you put it in front of them and they have the opportunity to do, that learning experience is invaluable, and I think he understands that. He promotes it, and it's really something that even his son's a graduating senior this year, and I think it's something that he even sees for the future and wants to move forward, and so he's committed to us, and we're committed to keeping the program moving.
Awesome. Well, Erin Miles, thank you so much for coming up here and discussing that with us. From our end, me and Reagan, I mean, it's been great. You guys have done a fantastic job, and it's actually made our jobs a little bit easier, too, to make us look a little professional with a supporting cast like y'all. So, awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We've greatly enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, folks, keep in tune here. Coming out of break, we'll go over some scores around the Metroplex and also get you up to date with first half stats as you're listening to the halftime report on Champion Sports Radio.